Hello and welcome into Cronkite Sports Live. My name's Jacob Rudner. Alongside me, the one and only Alex Gaul. And Alex, if every show's an adventure, I'm excited to work on this one with you.
Well, Jacob, it's actually our first time anchoring together. I know that's hard to believe, but it's a thing.
I know, it's incredible. I'm excited, and we have lots to cover today. And Alex, we'll start with you.
Well, we'll start with ASU women's basketball, of course. They had a 7-game win streak snapped last night after a near buzzer-beating three from UCLA guard Jaime Jaquez. He sent the Devils packing, and reporters Mac Friday and Gabe Swartz are on hand to break down the 75-72 loss and the Devils' late-season hot stretch. Now, despite the loss on Thursday, ASU still controls its own destiny for at least a share of the Pac-12 title. But where could the Devils end up in March? Our Tyler Mannion spoke to ESPN bracketologist Joe Lunardi before Thursday's game to find out. Thanks, Dominic. And now moving to ASU women's hockey. They trek up to the mountains this weekend to participate in the WWCHL playoffs in Salt Lake City. The Devils hold the #2 seed, which is their highest seeding ever, and face Colorado State this afternoon. That one is already underway, but before ASU left for Utah, WCSN mic'd up forward Sheridan Gloyd at practice. Take a look. And I have to say, Tyler has much better balance than I do. But now moving to baseball, behind the strong bat of Spencer Torkelson and company, ASU baseball got back on track with a 3-game sweep of Boston College last weekend. But their most exciting game of the season happened Tuesday. That's when the Devils drew a walk-off walk to beat New Mexico State. Our Jack Lauderay has the recap of Tuesday's extra innings victory. Now to some more jarring news this week. An ASU wrestling star and 2-time national champion, Zahid Valencia, was suspended indefinitely from the program for failing a drug test. According to the Arizona Republic, Valencia tested positive for a recreational drug, not a performance-enhancing drug. Without Valencia, ASU lost their final regular season duel match 22-9 to North Carolina. Valencia's status for the NCAA championships in March and the U.S. Olympic trials in April is still uncertain. Back to the hardwood we go to talk some ASU women's basketball. The Devils split a road set with the Mountain Schools last weekend, beating Colorado and falling to Utah. Now ASU returns to Tempe today to begin their final regular season weekend against the Bay Area schools. And for a preview of that weekend, we sent it out to Tempe to reporter Chris Ferendorf, who is at Desert Financial Arena. Chris?
With 2 games left on ASU's schedule, and both here at Desert Financial Arena, surprisingly a lot is on the line. First on Friday, the Sun Devils will take on a struggling Cal team. The Golden Bears have only won 2 Pac-12 games this year and only have 1 player on the team averaging double digits in points in Jalen Brown. Then on Sunday, Arizona State will be tested once again as they take on the #4 team in the country in Stanford. As for what's at stake in these 2 games, if the season ended today, ASU would be the #5 seed in the Pac-12 tournament. And depending on how this weekend goes, best case scenario, they could move up to 4, or worst case, drop to as low as a 6 seed. As for the NCAA tournament, ESPN currently has ASU as a 6 seed, but if they were able to sweep this weekend and upset Stanford, they could potentially rise to as high as a 4 seed. If they dropped both, ASU could drop to as low as a 7 or 8 seed. Either way, this weekend is very important for the ASU women's basketball team's future.
Yeah, Chris, this weekend is huge for the Sun Devils, both on and off the court. We now bring in studio analyst Griffin Peters. And Griffin, ASU hosts Senior Day on Sunday. What is the impact of this year's senior class?
Yeah, Alex, this year's ASU senior class is a special one. 4 out of the 5 seniors start for the #24 Sun Devils. Riley Richardson, Jatavia Tapley, Robbie Ryan, and Kiara Russell. Jamie Rudin, the only non-starter, is a crucial part of the Sun Devils second unit. ASU's top 4 scorers are also all seniors: Tapley, Ryan, Richardson, and Rudin. This group will be missed next year. Tapley, the senior transfer from USC, is the team's leading scorer. Richardson has been the team's big shot maker and just became the program's all-time assist leader. Ryan is a microwave scorer who can change the game at any time with their offense. Russell is a defensive X factor, and Rudin is a big that is crucial for rebounding and can stretch the floor with her range. This weekend will be the final time that these 5 women take the court at Desert Financial Arena, but their impact on the program will be remembered forever.
Thank you so much, Griffin. And of course, a big weekend ahead for this senior class in Charlie Turner Thorne. They tip with California at 8 p.m. tonight on Pac-12 Network. ASU men's hockey wrapped up their regular season schedule last weekend in the Midwest against the Wisconsin Badgers. Despite scoring 8 goals, the Devils left Wisconsin without a victory. WCSN reporters Mike McQuaid and Allie Kruzniak were in Madison for the story. ASU now awaits their Frozen Four fate as the tournament field is selected in 3 weeks on March 22nd. Now, Jacob, it is time for the way it is. 3 questions, robust debate, and the winner gets to rant. So, Jacob, true or false, the Sun Devils will finish atop of the Pac-12 regular season standings?
I would have said true if you asked me this before last night, but with ASU's loss to UCLA, I don't necessarily think they're going to win the regular season in the Pac-12. They still have a shot in the tournament. They still might get a first-round bye, but I don't necessarily think that they have what it takes to win the conference in the regular season, especially after last night's loss.
So what people like you don't realize, Jacob, is that this team still controls their own destiny for at least getting a share of the Pac-12 title. All they've got to do is win 3 games, and they get at least a share of the Pac-12 title. I think they're going to do so I say true.
Alex, I want to know from you who has been the most valuable player for ASU women's basketball this season.
It's got to be Riley Richardson. She's averaging almost 10 points a game, and she's one of the best assist-to-turnover ratios in the Pac-12 conference. 2.52 right now is her assist-to-turnover ratio. She's a good player. She stepped up this season to take the big shots when the team has needed them, and she's made the game-winning shots this season. If a player like that isn't an MVP of the team, then I don't know what it is.
Well, Alex, 2 of the Sun Devils' most critical wins this season, Oregon and Oregon State. Who was their best performer? Robbie Ryan. I think that she is the MVP of the season. She is consistent. Charlie Turner-Thorne has talked about her effort level. She loves the way that she plays defense. She's a good shooter. I'm going to have to go with Robbie Ryan.
Plain and simple, Jacob. Riley Richardson does more for this team, and I can tell you that. Okay. But moving on, which ASU team is going to have the most luck in March this season? It's St. Patrick's Day, so which team you got?
I don't know that it's going to be luck, but I think it's skill. I'm going to have to go with ASU baseball. They wrap up their non-conference schedule. They break into conference play. I think that this is a team that's going to get hot at the right time. They have the talent. They have the players to do it. So I'm going to go with Tracy Smith and ASU baseball.
So I'm going to go with Bobby Hurley and the Sun Devils, actually. I think they're going to have a really good March now. How far they go in March, I guess I can't say they'll go all the way to the Final Four, but I think they're going to have a really good March. I think they're going to prove a lot of people wrong, people like you, Jacob, and I think they're going to get all the way towards the finals of the Pac-12 tournament, get into the tournament field in the NCAA as well.
Well, it sounds like you are picking winners, and I think I'm going to win this. So if you're such a good predictor, then you should say Jacob will win the way it is. Go ahead, say it.
I am going to win the way it is.
That's wrong. I think he's wrong. Oh, boy. I was right.
All right, Jacob, moving into top plays. Number 3, we go out to the softball diamond. It's Farrington Stadium, and it's Alina Torres and Maddie Hackbarth. First, we're going. It's Maddie Hackbarth deep to the left center field fence. That's over for a grand slam, but she will not be topped. She will actually be topped on the next batter, as Alina Torres is going to come out as well, and she will get it done as well with a solo shot. ASU goes back-to-back, Hackbarth and Torres for the number 3 play of the week.
Alex, you know what they say? Speed kills, but in this case, so does being sneaky. Gage Workman on third base, left-handed pitcher on the mound. What does he do? He tries to swipe home, whoop, dodges the catcher, slides in safe. They can't get the tag down, and Gage Workman steals home. Not so sure you see that very often, but Gage Workman was able to make it happen against Boston College. ASU won that game and the series. They got the sweep.
Number 1, going back to DFA on the bars. It is a great Kyra Leonard-Baker run there, a full-in dismount. She sticks it. It's the highest score for an ASU gymnast this year. It's the highest team score since 2008. That's a great number 1 play, Jacob.
It sure was a great play. Alex, you know what else was great? This show. We really put it together. It was an awesome time. A great first time hosting with you. I had a great time.
And you got the way it is reader as well.
Yeah, and you know what? I expected it, and I expected a great show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Cronkite Sports Live. For Alex Gaul, for everybody in the studio, my name's Jacob Rudner. Have a good week. We'll see you next time.